maybe fall, I guess it was, or maybe the end of the summer. We had the Save the Wolves Foundation on the show, and because I love wolves, and I was so mad I had to bring him on so we could yell at Sarah Palin.
I heard about that, and I thought, geez, should I say anything?
Yeah, you can say anything you want on this show. I tell you what, she is a complete fool driving around in a helicopter shooting at animals. What a fool.
That's just, I couldn't believe it. I said, you've got someone that's in power that makes decisions for so many people, so many Americans, and this person is up in helicopters shooting innocent wolves. I mean, if for a person, I think for a human being to be able to actually do that physically and mentally, there's they need some help. It's really going against everything that's organic and everything that was created. It's not one for the good guys.
I tell you what, I agree. I was looking at your picture there, your promo picture where you got your arms back and you're kind of looking like Rambo there. And I was like, we needed to send Outback Zack after that fool while she was doing that. He could throw some stuff up, take the copter down. I'm ready. We could do a whole cartoon.
Yeah, look, we've been giving this some thought because it's, if she's doing that, she's basically sending out the message that it's okay. And that's just not on. And I can't believe that she's still permitted to do it. So we're going to see what we can do, Todd.
Please do. Because I was thinking, a lot of people out there already thinking bad enough about Americans, and now we've got that idiot going out there and worldwide showing this, and I'm going, golly, that's just helping us a lot, isn't it? Because none of the people I know support that kind of thinking. So we're all going, wow, thanks a lot for representing us.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I've got a boomerang that's taken down some pretty big, pretty big trucks. So we'll see what we can do with a chopper.
That's it. Thank you. Yes, my new hero, Outback Zack. That's awesome.
But don't get me wrong, she is hot. But actually, I was in LA. I think it's Hollywood Boulevard for Halloween last year. And all the girls were dressed up as Sarah Palin. Even the guys were dressed up as Sarah Palin.
On Hollywood Boulevard, you're right, yeah.
That was incredible. Incredible.
I just love it there. I think Los Angeles is a fantastic place. It is another world, though, like you're saying. I mean, I've never been there on Halloween.
Yeah, that place was a jungle. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, amazing. Like I was always told, they said, be careful in California. You might be okay out in the wild with all the native wildlife, but LA is another planet, and it truly was. I was just amazed. People were very different, just extra. And I mean, I've been all over the world and experienced, all these different cultures and I guess frequencies. I guess that's what I usually call it. And the frequency in LA was just extremely different. Yeah.
And you know what? You could do a special there for next year, the Outback Zack Halloween special from Hollywood Boulevard. We'd have all kinds of new critters that we never even knew existed. That's
not a bad idea. I'll keep that in mind. That's pretty good, actually. I'm sure we could do a segment on that.
It's just a lot of fun. And the thing is, it's like you said, it is a different world. And there's a feeling there, though. The thing I like about it is it's really a melting pot of cultures, and I mean it's really cool to be able to be in like Little Tokyo, and you go down around the corner, and then you're in Little China, and there's so many different people and different open minds that are there, and I just love that because I'm from the Midwest, and there's not a lot of that kind of thing here. As a matter of fact, we have no Chinatown in Kansas City at all, but I love the fact that, when I get to visit LA, which I try to get out there once or twice a year, and man, I want to stay for a couple of weeks because there's so much there and so much to take in and so many awesome people, really, because it can be intimidating when you first walk down that street and you're looking around and there's some guy dressed as Batman running after you, and it's like, it can be intimidating, but all of a sudden it's like, wow, man, I'm standing on a star with Jackie Chan on it, and I'm like, wow, this is a pretty neat place.
Yeah, so much has happened there. It's incredible history, and I mean, celebrities are king, aren't they? Celebrities are king in LA, I guess. It's It's incredible. I mean, and actually, when I flew in for the first time, just flying over, I'm just like, oh my God. I could not believe how big it was. And I mean, it was flat. It's extremely flat, but it was just, I'm just like, oh my God, look how much structure. Oh my God, how many people live here? This place did not, and I couldn't believe it. I was really struck by it. Yeah, I was amazed. I'm like, oh, this place is enormous. And I was trying to look out the other side of the plane to see how far it went. And I got up and walked right over because these planes at these new jumbos are enormous. So I walked right over the other side of the plane and had a look, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow. I mean, I remember flying into places like Beirut and seeing that city and or Greece, or even Melbourne. I mean, Melbourne's pretty small. I mean, we've got probably 4.5 million here, where I'm from. And when I flew into LA, it was just, I was gobsmacked, couldn't believe it.
You're right. But and the thing I like about it, though, is it's a mix of old and new. I mean, there's a lot of history there. They don't tear down things there. They consider them to be historic. And like we have all those old amazing historic hotels and all that is still there on Hollywood Boulevard. And yet, there's modern buildings mixed in with all the old buildings. And it's just a really neat, just like the place itself. It's just a big, it's almost like they took a big bowl and threw all this cool stuff in there and mixed it all together.
Yeah, it is like that. It is, and it's like, and that's probably why I didn't want to leave. I just like, oh, this place is just, there's so much to do. There's so much to find out. There's so much to learn here. And I mean, I was just driving. I did a lot of driving around, getting lost with this damn GPS system that just, I ended up learning the whole of LA. I really did. And I didn't do it on purpose because the GPS sent me everywhere. I'm like, oh, where am I now? I'm trying to get to this point. This point is, okay, it's 10 minutes away, and I've been driving now for 45 minutes. Oh, this is really good. Okay. So I got to see so much of LA. And I actually started to know which way I was going. And I went up into to Beverly Hills, up into that the Hollywood Hills, that sort of up onto the mountains, just to have a look at some of the homes. Yeah, beautiful places, incredible. And those little tourist buses that drive around everywhere, they're hilarious.
I tell you what, I've never told anyone this, but I hadn't been there since I was younger, and I had to go back. I was going to be doing some business, and I've been back several times since. But my son and I had a True Crimes Streets of LA video game, and it's supposed to be laid out accurately to a map of LA. So we took that thing, and I played it for like 2 months before I left, and it was street accurate. And by the time I got there, I knew exactly where I was going. It was pretty incredible.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Isn't that funny? It's unbelievable.
Oh,